It'll be interesting to see the way it goes in the future, because the Russians have already announced their plans to build scores of lunar gods, as they say, to explore the Moon, Mars, and the other planets. And our Apollo program ends at Apollo 17. Our lunar Apollo program ends at 17. It'll be interesting to see which route both nations go, or whether both nations can go a common route, the kind of area that Colonel Borman started the discussions on in Moscow last year, toward a joint space exploration program, and a theory that exploring even the inner of the outer planets like Mars is so expensive no one nation can afford to do it alone.
Well, I think also any significant program must complement both manned and unmanned exploration. Certainly when we talk about Mars, the way will have to be preceded by unmanned vehicles, just as the way to the Moon was by the Surveyor, the Ranger, and the Lunas.
Right. To recap here, Frank, just a few of the key numbers. The hatch is sealed after 9 hours of 2 moonwalks on Apollo 14. Al Shepard and Ed Mitchell both in good shape. They're going to eat, rest, and clean up for the next 5.5 hours before a scheduled liftoff this afternoon at 1:47 p.m. Eastern Time to rendezvous, and it's a new type of rendezvous, a short rendezvous in one orbit with the Apollo 14 command ship, the Kitty Hawk, which has been orbiting overhead this entire time with Stu Roosa. They aim to dock with the Kitty Hawk at 3:30 p.m. this afternoon. There are still a few unanswered questions and a few uneasy thoughts about how well the docking will go, though in most people's minds in Houston, the docking probe will work all right. So those are the key events that lie ahead. After the docking, a trans-Earth insertion burn late tonight, 8:37 p.m. tonight, that heads them toward a splashdown Tuesday afternoon, just after 4 p.m. in the South Pacific time.
You know, it's been a great mission, of course, and I don't like to speak of it in the past tense because there's still quite a bit to happen. They've had their share of problems, though, haven't they, Frank? I'd kind of like to see it go smoothly from now.
So would I. I would very much. Again, we grow so accustomed to this. Really, the events that concerned us on Apollo 8 are almost trivial today. The relighting, the coming home, the re-entry, they're...
Without a new crisis, each day it might get dull.
Yes. Well, the next big moment, of course, comes when they lift off the lunar surface this afternoon, and that will happen at 1:47 Eastern Time. ABC News will go on the air at 1:30 in order to bring you coverage of that great event. And also, of course, we'll be back at 3 o'clock this afternoon to bring you the live pictures of the rendezvous and the docking. The rendezvous and docking was a major problem, or the docking, rather, was a major problem on their way up to the Moon. It's a major event on their way back, and we'll be around to tell you all about it this afternoon. So for Frank Borman and Jules Bergman, this is Frank Reynolds at ABC Space Headquarters in New York.